He maybe scent marking.
Well, he's like spun around funny or something, and I can't see him in the camera anyway, but
I can
see him with my eye, but not with the camera.
He's looking. He's coming. You can't say whether to go downwind or...
He's going towards the fence.
Oh, he just put his head back down.
Oh, did he? Every once in a while I can see him zigzag around, but I can't tell what he's doing.
He's just moving around looking, trying to just... He's coming. See if you can follow him with the camera. Oh, there's the big one standing right there. So just stay on this one. That's a boar coming. Dang, he's gonna beat that one. It's alright, this other one ain't through the fence yet anyway.
That pig's watching you move. You just stay on this one. Yes, dear.
The camera's not showing it, but we have two boars coming, one from way to the right and one from the left. We want this one coming from the right, if we can get him. He's marking. Don't jump on us.
Just think they were telling me right not to let go.
He smells that other boar. close as he will. Stay on him. I'm going to shoot him when he offers a good shot. Get downwind of the call. If he stops again, I'm probably going to kill him. Offer it, offer it, offer it. We came here to turkey hunt today, and yesterday the temps were in the 70s, and we got up this morning and turkey hunted, and we had a real good hunt this morning. My son-in-law got a double on gobblers, and both had double beards and really good spurs. 32.5 inches of beard total between the two of them. So about 11 o'clock this morning the wind turned, and we'd been wanting to come up here and hunt these wheat fields. Been being a lot of turkeys up here, and by the time we got here the temperature was 45 degrees, and it's real humid, and that wind's blowing pretty good, and it's cold. We have not heard a turkey gobble, and we set up on near a bedding area on the far west end of this place and tried to call hogs, and we didn't call in anything. And we got down here and set up on this field, and there's a pretty decent bedding area to the northeast of us here, and we started calling, and we spotted a boar probably a half a mile on the other end, and he's almost downwind of us. We decided to go ahead and try to call him in and just shoot him before he got downwind. Well, I set the call out here, and so the wind's blowing up this field. I started playing Total Chaos. It's a new sound, one of the sounds that I've developed for calling boars. And y'all may get tired of hearing me say this, talking about these boar sounds, but you know, it's pretty unique to begin with to be able to call hogs. A lot of people still don't believe it's a feasible method of hunting hogs, and they just don't believe that it works, but it does, and I've proven it time and time again. Well, I had a lot of requests, especially from Europeans, to develop boar sounds. Specifically for calling in boars. Over there, their boars have a breeding season like our whitetails do in the U.S. And so they pretty much target boars throughout the year, and at certain times they take sows also. But they've been requesting these boar sounds, and I've been working on them and studying the boars and listening to the different vocalizations and what triggers them to fight or come to other hogs to breed. And Total Chaos is a mix of a complete sounder, a complete family group of hogs from one sex to the other and from one age group to the other. And it's just a mixture of sounds, and it's a little more chaotic than normal sounders are, but that's why I named it Total Chaos, and it's working. That one got that boar's attention, and I switched to SH2, which stands for Sow Hysteria 2. And when I developed that sound, I didn't like the way it sounded, but it's been working pretty good. Anyway, that boar cut loose and started coming, and the camera's not going to show it a lot because there's a rise there, and Michelle couldn't see him real good with the camera. But he worked his way down the fence row instead of going straight downwind of us. Well, in the process, Talon's sitting over here, and he sees another boar across the fence, and they were both big boars, and we didn't know which one was going to get here first. I was going to take the one that got here first, but I wanted to get on film this one coming from half a mile away. And he stopped and scent marked a couple of times. He marked way up there with his metacarpal glands, and then he stopped and either marked with his preorbital gland or his tusk gland on that fence row. And with the call set where it is, instead of trying to get downwind of us, he tried to get downwind of the call. and he was just about to get her done when I shot him. He liked about 10 yards being downwind, so let's go look at him. He looked like a pretty good sized boar. He's a pretty good sized boar. I think I know now why that other one turned and ran away. Look at the cutters on that hog. That's a big old boar. This is a big boar. He's got some age on him. We call in a lot of young boars, and people are wanting sounds to target big mature boars. Well, the same sounds we're using to call in these young boars are gonna call in these big mature boars. The problem is, it's just like rattling in whitetails. When you're rattling in whitetail bucks, you're gonna get 1.5 year old, 2-year-old bucks by the dozens, a few 3-year-old bucks, and then very few big mature bucks. And these big boars are going to be the same way. It's partially just because they're so outnumbered, and your younger boars are a little more aggressive than your older boars. A lot of your older boars are solitary and kind of passive. If a breeding opportunity presents itself, they'll take advantage of it, but they're not as active in pursuing it as your 2- and 3-year-old boars. This boar's got some age on him. I haven't looked at his jaw teeth yet, but I'm going to put him in the 5- to 6-year-old range most likely. He's bony. He's a big old hog, but he's just real bony. And he's the biggest mature boar we've called in so far using the new boar sounds. And like I say, we're using boar specific sounds, trying to target boars for people that want to hunt just boars. When we first started calling, he raised up and looked our way, and then he started scent marking with his metacarpal glands, which they kneel down to do. And then when he worked this way, he started scent marking branches. Well, there was another boar coming from this way, and Talon said that that boar was scent marking pretty much all the way too. So we didn't get him on video because we were afraid of losing this guy on video. But he this one, when he got downwind of that other one, he stopped and really paid attention and looked that way. And that other boar, he didn't like the looks of this guy. He turned and got back in the brush. So this one came on into the call. We're using the Bullet HP with my boar specific sounds.
Alamo Precision Rifles. The best rifles this side of the Pecos. APRifles.com.
Hornady. Accurate, deadly, dependable. Pink's Paint and Body. Decatur, Texas. Mallory Orthodontics. MalloryOrtho.com. 2K Pawn and Gun. Decatur, Texas.
Carrillo and Tibbles, Attorney at Law.